This is the Outdoor Journey Show, where life takes you outdoors. The Outdoor Journey Show with Matt Gaddis and Ty Morgan, brought to you by Journey Hunts and the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation.
Welcome back to the Outdoor Journey Show with Matt Gaddis and Ty Morgan. And on the phone, this is pretty exciting, we have Ryan Chuckle with us. He is the spokesperson for GoPro. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
Now, Ryan, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you joined the GoPro team.
Sure. Well, I've been involved with GoPro for the last 3.5 years or so, and we've it's been quite a ride, as you I'm sure you can have seen, with GoPro being recently going through the IPO and lots of good momentum there. But when I started with the company, it was we had the Hero 2 camera. We helped launch the Hero 3, and really what I've become is kind of a spokesperson and sort of the person that manages public relations around the hunting and fishing category, which has become a really important category. As I think you guys have been talking about, the idea of filming your own hunt or filming some video when you're fishing is not necessarily new, but we feel like GoPro and other point of view cameras have really brought a new perspective, if nothing else, to that endeavor.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, even for my own stuff, we use GoPros all the time, everywhere we go, on every trip, on every hunt. They're always filming, and it's a great angle. The hunting industry, you've nailed it, has continued to just grow and grow and grow, and hunters, fishermen are all filming their own hunts, their own fishing trips. How does GoPro help that happen?
I think it's about enabling folks to capture footage and video and still images that they've never been able to capture before, because of a few things. One, the quality of the video at an affordable price. I mean, the settings that are available on particularly on the new Hero 4, are really incredible. That immersive look, that kind of wide angle look, really creates some interesting perspectives. And then the reality is, you can put a GoPro where you were never able to put a camera before. Set it up in the decoys. You can use it where it's going to get wet. You can use it in places and from points of view that in the past you would have had to risk putting a camera in a dangerous position, or that you just couldn't get it into. So I think the biggest thing that GoPro's delivered is that ability to tell a broader story around a hunting or fishing trip because of all the different perspectives and points of view that you can capture.
Oh, there's no doubt. When I was in Africa, and I go a couple times a year, in fact, I leave in just a little while to go again, we've started putting a GoPro out on the water hole, actually, as the animals are coming in for a totally different view, and it really does an awesome job. Yeah,
that's a fantastic use, and with the remote, or the ability to connect and control your camera with your smartphone or a tablet via the GoPro app, that's we've had so many people share content with us, and I've done some shooting as well with cameras in turkey decoys, on a pole of a mojo duck out in the decoys, on a water hole, whether you're in a whitetail stand or in Africa, wherever you may be. That point of view and the ability to turn that camera off and on remotely is one that we're starting to see more of, and I don't know that I'd ever really seen before GoPro and other cameras came on the market.
Yeah, I agree. The GoPro app really is nice, because then you can have it set out away from you and still operate it, and you can even see it, right on your phone. So it's very cool addition.
Yeah, that's been a really a big help for hunters and fishermen who are trying to use these cameras in the field. It's nice to be able to know what you're looking at. And the new Hero 4 camera, the Silver Edition, has an LCD screen built into the back of it. So even if you don't have the app or you don't have a remote, now you can kind of frame your shot or see what you're shooting with the camera itself. So we're continuing to try to make things easier for people, make it more convenient, make it easier to use in the field. One thing that I always tell people is, when you're out hunting and fishing, it's your valuable time away from your family, away from work. We all wish we could hunt or fish more, and the reality is you don't get as much time as you'd love. So we try to make it so that that camera becomes as seamless a part of that hunting and fishing experience as possible, so that you can spend your time doing what you love and not necessarily always spending it looking at the camera and wondering or worrying if it's working.
So what do you feel, though, are some of those differences? I know you talked about the screen and then there's the app. Is there more to it that separates you from any other manufacturer that may do a camera like that?
I think we continue to push the envelope in terms of quality. Image quality is something that GoPro's always been really well known for, and I think we continue to lead in that area. Being able to shoot at a really high level of video, shoot really high quality stills, the time lapse, all those kinds of capabilities. We continue to drive those, but outside of the ability to capture quality content, I think the ability to share it and share it across a really enthusiastic network of kind of that GoPro community is also what makes the brand special and interesting. And then I think the other thing that, sometimes we overlook when we're having conversations with people is just the mounts and accessories that we offer and the ability for people to use the cameras in different ways. So whether it's the Sportsman mount that was really designed to go on just about any bow riser or, gun barrel, the head strap, just all the different ways that you can mount and use these cameras that we're enabling through the mounts and accessories that GoPro has created. I think that's a huge part of what sets us apart from a lot of the other companies out there.
Yeah, I just recently picked up 2 of the new Sportsman's mounts, and this past week I have one sitting on a 7 millimeter mag, and I also set one up on my bow that I'm taking next week to Africa. And I've got to tell you, from firsthand experience with that new mount system, it is absolutely incredible. I can't get over how good it is, how strong it adheres. I shot my bow about 20 times yesterday. That thing did not loosen. It did not move. It didn't do anything. It is really great. Tell us a little bit more about that mount.
Sure. So the Sportsman mount was kind of a while in the offing, and we really wanted to make sure we got it right because it is, to your point, going in some pretty high impact locations. Whether it's on the barrel of a turkey gun that's shooting a pretty heavy load with a lot of recoil, or going through the brush. I mean, it's meant to be used hunting and in the field and target shooting. So the design is basically, it's sort of a universal design. It fits on every bow riser I've tried to put it on. Different positions on different bows, but always in a place much like on a shotgun where you've got a couple options. You can put one camera on it and aim it downrange. You can take a camera on, put one camera on it and aim it back at the shooter to capture the emotion and expression of a hunt, or maybe even look at when you're shooting your bow, maybe even look at using it as a training aid to make sure your anchor point's the same, that kind of thing. Or what's really cool is you can put 2 cameras on it, aim one back at the shooter and one down range, and at the same time capture the full experience, kind of almost a 360 view of a hunt or a shot. So it's, to your point, it's pretty solidly made. It's matte black, so it's meant to be camouflage in the field, and we've been selling a ton of them. People are really enjoying that perspective. It's something that people have tried a lot of on their own, trying to figure out how to get a GoPro mounted on their gun and their bow, and this is really, we think, the best solution for that.
Yeah, it's fabulous, and I love being able to. I've actually been doing that where I'm filming out in front of me at what I'm shooting at and filming back at the same time with 2 cameras, and what a great idea to just add 2 more views to the hunt or to the opportunity that I'm involved in.
Absolutely.
I think it's pretty amazing as I'm looking on the website here, too. I mean, it just you make it easy for whatever activity somebody's doing with, the activity, shot by activity, whether it's a skate bundle or it's the skydiving bundle. I mean, you've got every angle covered, so everybody knows exactly what they need to make that experience the best possible.
Yeah, we really try to. The funny thing is, I use my cameras a lot for hunting and fishing, but I've got 2 young kids, and I use it almost as much for them. It's an easy camera to put on the front of their bike and things like that. And so, there's one thing I always tell people is there's a handful of things that you ought to get when you get your camera. It's great to get a head strap. It's great to get like the Jaws Flex clamp. That's something that's it's got a gooseneck and a real strong clamp. There's a few things that just they work in a lot of different situations. And if you're a sportsman, I would always suggest the Sportsman mount as well. But what you find is that over time, as you use the camera, you find different places in your life to use it. And most people that are out in the field hunting and fishing, you've got another life too, whether it's with your family or other interests that you have, and you just find ways to use it in your life. And so you might buy it for hunting and fishing, but a lot of people find a lot of use for it outside of just that.
Yeah, our GoPros are always on my kids somewhere doing something, so there's no doubt about that. The hunting industry it's sometimes tough and sometimes even a touchy industry, especially for non-specific hunting products to jump into. And GoPro is so strong in so many industry areas and attract people who are sometimes even not necessarily opposed, but sometimes just separated from the hunting world. With that being true, why is the time right now for GoPro to really push into this market?
It's a great question because there's no doubt that our history as a company has been really in the action sports kind of world, and so it's about being responsible and connecting ourselves with people within the sports that we believe approach hunting and fishing in an ethical and responsible way. And really, what we're empowering, and even if you look at the best way the camera is used in the field, there's a lot of people that want to go out and capture that one piece of footage of them, taking an animal. And that's great. We understand that's a part of hunting and fishing is, there's that piece of it. But really the immersive kind of field of view of a GoPro camera really is best at telling all the other parts of the story. And so what we always talk about is, look, we're there to celebrate time in the outdoors, the bonding between family and friends, and yes, the pursuit of game. That's a big part of it, but it's about telling the whole story. So, if people ask me what's the best way to use a GoPro hunting and fishing, it goes back to why we entered this market. It's because it's about telling a broader story. The drive out to in the dark out to the where you're going to put the boat in, the setting up of the decoys, the cooking lunch in the blind, all those things that go along with that is what we really celebrate. And so, we feel like that's a great place for us to live in the category, to celebrate not only all the parts of hunting that are, the business end of it, in terms of taking game and fish, but also the other parts, the camaraderie and everything else that comes right along with it.
Yeah, that is great because one of the things that as I watch, so many people now posting everything to YouTube and social media and all their videos, one of the things that I think is greatly lacking is telling the whole story. Because it's not just about, at Journey Hunts and here at the Outdoor Journey Show, it's not just about the harvest. It's about the entire experience, the people you experience it with, the things you do, the places you go, the people you meet, and a GoPro definitely lets you do that without a doubt. Ryan,
for sure.
Ryan, where can our listeners go to get a GoPro and to see all of the products and offerings that you have?
Sure. I always tell people to start at GoPro.com just because there's the kind of the full assortment of not only cameras but mounts and accessories. I think that's a good place to just start. It's a good place to kind of go and understand what you're looking for and what options are out there for you. Then most retailers nationwide, in the hunting and fishing world, Cabela's, Bass Pro, most of the major national retailers carry them, and of course places like Best Buy and Walmart, and even I always encourage people too to check your local archery shops, your local gun shops. A lot of them are carrying them as well. So if you need help finding a retailer, which usually isn't an issue, you can find dealers on our website. But the website's a great place to start just to get yourself rooted in what version of the camera you want and what mounts and accessories might be best for your lifestyle.
Perfect. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on today, Ryan. It's I've been more educated today than I think I have been in in a lot of the stuff we talk about. I'm ready to go out there and start shooting some outdoor activities. That's great. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I hope everybody that has one is climbing in a tree stand right now as I'm working. It would be I'm anxious to get mine fired up this weekend. So thanks for the time, guys. I appreciate it. You betcha. And of course, this has been the Outdoor Journey Show, where life takes you outdoors.
This is the Outdoor Journey Show, where life takes you outdoors.